Temple of Kataravala, take 39.
Johnny Cage, one of the cockiest fighters in this game alongside Kung Lao and Sub-Zero. If these three were put in a room together, it would be nothing but mean mugs, random insults, and obviously, hands being thrown. Our friend Cyrax, on the other hand, even though we haven't seen this character in the story, seems like the cool, calm, and collected one that just handles business. So with someone as professional as Cyrax, how in the world does he pair up well with Johnny Cage? Before we begin, to make sure we're all on the same page here, you fellow console players, square and X on Xbox will be 1, triangle and Y will be 2, X on PlayStation and A will be 3, and circle and B will be 4. Are you guys still with me? Great. First things first, let's go over combos. If you're completely new to Johnny, I'm sorry, I can't go over every move here, but you might just learn the main ones you need to use right here in this video, so it'll kind of give you a head start on the learning process. Starting with our beautiful mid-screen combos, we have our optimal and non-optimal stemming from Johnny's Rising Star Launcher. These combos only cost you 1 barb meter and 1 cameo use and reward you with 40+% damage to your opponent. If you punish or mix your opponent with 2 and 4, or whiff punish them with 4, 3, 2, launching them with Enhanced Rising Star will most of the time be your go-to route. For the easier non-optimal route, after Enhanced Rising Star, simply tap 2, dash forward when you land, and when they get right above your head, that's when you want to input 2 on 2. After that, dash cancel into forward once you nut punch, call up cameo so your opponent flies forward, and the rest is butter. If you don't know what dash canceling is, basically go into practice, dash at the CPU, and press an attack immediately after. The farther they are, the more you'll delay the attack so that it extends further and reaches them. But in this case, with this combo, we're not delaying it since we're pretty close to our opponent, so it's just a dash forward 1-2 into nut punch. And this will be our main ender for mission combos even when our cameo isn't available. Moving on to the big dog combo. After Enhanced Rising Star, this time you want to wait until your head meets with the opponent's feet to tap 2. After the good old ankle punch, we're not done flying. We're jumping right back up there for the gut. Right as you jump forward and pass their feet again, tap 2, and unlike our easier combo, we don't need to dash forward after landing since we literally just jumped forward half a second ago. Now all we need to do is input 2 and 2, making sure the body is still above our head, hit our famous ender, and boom. The magic is done. If you guys got through this, then this guy is going to be a breeze. The last go-to mid-screen combo is from our 2-1-2 launcher, which doesn't need a bar. So let's say you just broke a combo, your meter gone, and your opponent does some BS risky-ish play. This is what you're going to punish them with so that they never attempt to test your gangsta again. After 2-1-2, we're going flying again, jump to your opponent, and as you land, input 2-1-2 again, finish it off with our famous dash cancel ender. And once you've done that, you have just completed Johnny's main mid-screen combos with Cyrax. Now, with hype, you can enhance the nut punch for 2 bars and use Cyrax's horizontal helicopter. This is a lot of resources, by the way, to pull off a hype combo for a little bit extra damage. But if you want to get flashy, go ahead. But we are going to be heading over to the corner combos. Look where we at.
So excited!
In the corner with Johnny Cyrax, we can get grab combos, grab setups, 50% combos, even 80% setups. What? And we are going to be going over all of them. Starting with the optimal and non-optimal combos. For our 2-1-2 non-optimal, it's fairly easy. You don't have to do any dash cancels, no jumping attacks. All you have to do is stand there and input buttons at the right moment.
Incredible.
After 2-1-2, we're going to simply press 4 after a short moment while he's still above our head. Then we're going to input 2-1-2 again and follow it up with a 2-1-4 nut punch and 2-up Cyrax. I recommend calling Cyrax right as the nut punch hits them so that the next move is much easier to pull off. Now this is the tricky part, so everyone pay close attention. After Johnny's nut punch, he does a little hop getting up from the splits that you can use to perfect the timing of his charge back too. I'm going to mark 2 points in his hop I want you to watch. After this high point is when you should start holding back 2, and if you do all of this with the correct Cyrax timing, it will connect every time. Then to end it off, simply neutral jump, and when you're pretty low to the ground, press 3 or 4 into shadow kick. If you don't wait until you're pretty low to the ground, it will whiff and look like this. If you're having trouble holding back 2 after nut punch and keep getting this, practice pressing back and immediately pressing triangle after. On the controller, it should look like this. Notice how Johnny kind of walks back a little before holding the punch. Once you get this down perfect, it'll start to look like a clean pivot of his back foot. Now, if you were able to understand all of that and successfully get the combo down, I mean, you're a natural. You are definitely ready for everything else that I'm about to throw at you. Moving on to our famous 50% combo from our 2-1-2 launcher. This combo only costs you 1 barb meter and 1 cameo use and puts the fear of the elder gods in your opponent's soul. After seeing this combo once, there will never want to be put in the corner again. Just like the beginning of our easy combo, we're going to hit a little stand 4 after 2-1-2 and follow it up with another 2-1-2. Then instead of 2-1-4, we're going to stand 4 into an enhanced rising star, and everything after this is going to happen fast. Quicksilver. After rising star, we tap 2 quickly. When we land, tap 4 and immediately slide your fingers over the nut punch inputs, and voila. We hit our famous corner ender we just learned step by step and watch the numbers rise to 500 damage. Guys, we are so close to the setups, I can smell it. Now for our rising star launcher. After rising star, for the easier route, we can simply tap 2 in the air. After landing, wait for them to drop slightly above you before inputting 2-1-2 and finish it off with 2-1-4 nut punch into our good old corner ender. Now for our optimal route, similar to our little head feet thing we had for the mid-screen combos, the same concept we used there can work here. After enhanced rising star, wait until your head meets their feet as you're coming down, tap 2, immediately jump right after, this time not having to jump forward but instead jumping straight up. As you pass their feet again, tap 2 for the second air punch, input 2-2 on landing, and end it off with 2-4 nut punch. You know the rest. If you successfully made it to this point in the guide, then you have just completed Johnny's main mid-screen and corner combos with this duo and are now ready to improve with this team even further. One thing you may be wondering with this duo is, how will I ever find moments to put hype? Don't worry, there are plenty. During our mid-screen combos, when Cyrax is juggling our opponent is one, and after connecting our charge back 2 in the corner is another. We can also activate hype during both for a hype setup and hype combo for extended pressure and damage. And in the midst of all of this is when you can bring in Cyrax's self-destruct for mixes, baits, setups, and additional pressure. As a Johnny main, I love me some pressure. After some part of your corner combo, you can call Cyrax's self-destruct as your opponent is recovering and add on additional pressure like so. Within this pressure, you could forward throw them into Cyrax's self-destruct and combo them from there. You could add on chip damage and self-destruct after to continue the pressure. Or instead of continuing pressure after self-destruct, you could grab them and launch them with Cyrax's forward throw for another combo. And if they know you want to grab and try to pre-duck, you can knee them into a free combo with self-destruct. One thing to note, if you shove Cyrax all the way into the corner and blow him up after Johnny's nut punch, Johnny will not be hit by it. So to recap everything we went over with Johnny Cyrax, we get 40+% mid-screen and corner combos, mid-screen and corner hype setups and hype combos, a corner mix and setup with self-destruct, a launching throw that also plays a part in that mix and setup, a fated blow setup, a 10% tip string. I just love this duo, man. Now that we finally updated our Johnny Cyrax guide, there is only one thing left to do, and that is to show off their potential online, which we will do in the next Mortal Kombat video. I hope you all were able to understand everything well and follow along smoothly with the guide. I'll also let visuals of the moves just in case all the numbers and stuff would be too confusing. So hopefully that made things just a little bit easier. But if you enjoyed or found this guide helpful, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.